it off the ground in like a half second.
I've been on a couple of helicopters, but they never did that, fortunately.
Military piece hanging out the side of it, looking down, they went, and they stop about this now.
Yeah. Yep, there went our cones.
I know we
From
also
a feet by
told
100
us we had to wait
So
it
from
down.
a medical standpoint, looks great.
Okay.
Truthfully, we like to have a little extra space, even if you can pull the squat down into the grass, and we usually wheel the patient over from there.
Okay.
But no, look great. Cooper here will brief you on
He's not
your
wearing
LZ.
flip-flops now.
No flip-flops. So like I said, I want to thank you guys for having us. I'm Matt, this is Cooper, and that's Karen.
I was just asking him how you would did you prefer the LZ the way it was, or would you have preferred something else?
No, this was perfect. We never landed in an area this big. So.
That's what
Yeah, the bigger the
last
better,
couple
honestly.
I've been on the expressway, and it's usually down to like one lane.
Is there anything you want to start with? Go over anything,
I pretty much done everything that I was going to do, before y'all got here. So
Okay.
So
went over 100 by 100 is like the minimum. If you can get more, get more.
Yeah.
Lights are good, but not at night.
Yeah.
Especially red lights. We tend to
Yeah,
blind pilots.
Sometimes it helps having the lights on just so we can find you and illuminate the
Yeah,
LZ.
that's what we usually do. And usually by the time y'all come in for approach, usually on the radio say we're
Yeah.
coming in for approach, we shut everything off.
Yeah.
I've got puck lights that I carry.
Those
shine
puck
up,
lights
but
are awesome.
I love.
Yeah, those help out a ton.
So if we put those on the ground and they're little spinny things, those can be left on, or would they bother you?
Yeah, no, that'd be really
the puck
nice.
lights don't
Okay.
shine up.
Yeah,
or-
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Or out.
Yeah, anything like that is awesome. Even in the daytime,
Yeah.
it's nice to have.
Yeah.
Like
they
the
are
ones
young.
that we have in the cones over
Mhm.
here, those are actually LED road flares. They're like, so you can lay them
Yeah,
on
that's
their
what I was
side.
talking about.
So they're just sticking on top of the cones right now, but you can lay them on their side
Okay.
where it's
Either
outward.
those or like the round puck lights. I got
Mhm.
a package of 6 from eBay for like $100 some odd.
Yeah, I need to
Amazon
give me a set of those.
They're great.
Yeah.
Even if you set them on top of a cone for traffic or something,
Yeah.
they're great.
Multiple functions.
Yes. So there's something specific you want me exactly to go over? Something you think
All
needs
this
more
is
This-
clarification?
at this point.
Basically do's and don'ts. Look, I told them to look for your commands. Don't approach the aircraft. As
Yeah.
Bringing the patient up, like I said, these pitch, so maybe
Yeah.
at a different angle or something
Yeah.
that we don't see, especially at nighttime.
Yeah.
So
And today's a really good example. You can see the blades. It's not
Yeah.
very dramatic right now, but you can see they're moving. When it's really windy, or if it's a dual helicopter scene and another one comes in, the downwash is going to make these blades flap really bad. So usually there's going to be no reason for you guys to approach the helicopter when the blades are turning. But if there is, make sure one of these guys is either with you approaching, or giving you the thumbs up along with me. If you do approach the helicopter, do it anywhere from the 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock angle. We don't want you coming in from behind, because on other helicopters on the tail rotor back there, those blades are exposed. Rather than see those ones are kind of enclosed in the tail, you can't really hit them.
Pretty much same as a horse. You want to look at a horse. You don't
Exactly, yeah. So don't come behind, because we can't see you. Other helicopters are pretty dangerous.
your
When it's-
rear view mirrors don't work.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we can't put
Your
it in
backup
reverse and
camera?
look at you. No. Because when those blades are spinning, you can't see them, especially at nighttime. So just don't go back there. Come from the 10 to 2 o'clock, make eye contact with the pilot and/or one of the med crew members, and we'll give you a thumbs up and tell you to come. Most of the time, I'll just send one of them out there to get you, and then they'll walk up with you. As far as the blades too, if we're on any kind of slope, so if we land on that hill by the goalpost over there, if you're coming from the uphill side, obviously you're going to be a lot closer to the blades. So preferably come from the downslope side. That way you're not as close to the rotor blades. Yeah.
If, say we did have a child that was injured here in the park and we had to call you guys weren't on another run, and you guys needed help loading the patient, how can you show us your door how we would, how to load the patient?
Yeah, I mean, we can do that. Usually, these guys are going to be doing most of it. Most of the assistance we really need is just picking up the patient onto the stretcher, but we can move this out just to show how it works.
And if we're en route to you and you see us fly by you, know the nose is the 12. So, and say where you all are now, we're out at your 3 o'clock low. We're at your 3 o'clock low. You just flew by us. That way, because every now and then we'll get, you just flew by us, but we don't know where we flew by you. So 3 o'clock, we're at your 3 o'clock.
Especially in the daytime, sometimes it's hard to see you guys, like especially if there's trees and stuff around. But yeah, base all the clock directions off of our nose and everything. Because if you say you're at my 3 o'clock, I don't know if you're facing that way or that way or that way. So
I'm at your.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So so the stretcher pops out like this, and so usually if the patient's on like a board or something else or on a sheet, we'll pop that out like that and slide them on. And usually that's as far as the help goes for you guys, just extra manpower to get someone heavy on there or something. Other than that, these guys will be maneuvering the stretcher and putting it in and all that, just so you guys don't break nothing, basically.
So if we have a patient already on a backboard, the backboard just slide right up in there.
Yeah, we'll just leave them on it. Yep.
Sometimes we'll take them out of a scoop. If they're in a scoop and they're on a backboard, we'll pull them out of the scoop and put them. Yeah.
Obviously you're going to take them off first.
Yeah, I'd prefer taking them off first. Yes.
I assume you're the medic.
I'm the nurse. He's the medic. We're equal.
Yeah.
It's all about space.
It is all about space,
Yeah.
and those scoops are really big.
Yeah.
And they weigh another 20 pounds.
Yeah, space and weight. Weight, especially this time of year, is a huge factor.
We flew somebody out a couple years ago, and the pilot had to stay on scene for an extra 10 minutes to burn fuel because we had a hefty sized guy.
Yeah.
And it was all about, well, he weighs 450. I've got X amount of fuel. He sit there and spun his rotors for 10 minutes at high speed.
Sometimes we'll have to take off and burn fuel quicker. So
I was like, what is he doing? I was like, they've been there they've had the patient. We've been laying here because the guy fell off his ladder and about cut his arm off. And we were like, what are they doing? And we're like, And then he explained to me it's all about weight. And
Remember that time I tore my thigh open mountain biking? They had to land the helicopter. I think it was out of E-Town, but it was near, it was Kentucky 6. I had a mountain biking accident, ripped my entire thigh open, and they had to land right there in the middle of the road. But a car decided to not pay attention to the highway patrol and went in your guys' landing zone. So
Ooh.
they had to get the car turned around. You guys they had to shut off the rotors and everything because they were still running. They were waiting for the ambulance to bring me from the parking lot to them in the road. So they just stayed running. And then I guess the car wasn't paying attention to the cop who was right behind in the second lane. And you guys had to shut everything down. And we were waiting probably 20 minutes before they could take off and get the out.
that's my biggest gripe on the landing zones is always keep your head on a swivel for civilians walking around or cars coming through. I've had more cars come through than anything because everyone's so focused on the patient.
a lot of times we get a plenty of I-65, we'll shut the whole expressway down on both sides.
Yeah.
Because what we get is this. Somebody on the other side's doing this.
Yeah.
Trying to film y'all. And boom!
Should have kept your mouth shut.
Or
Give me
God,
a second, helicopter. We got another one over here.
or God forbid the helicopter crashes. Yeah, you need to keep the area clear.
Folks, we have a lot of accident reports of, you guys might have the road closed down, but someone driving gets impatient, tries to go around your cars, and they hit something on the tail or they hit the rotor blade because they're busy looking somewhere else.
No, they're videoing you.
Yeah, exactly. And they're curious what's going on.
We get that so much. They're just wanting to video. Oh, the helicopter's landing.
Yeah.
And they're driving like.
Yeah. So if they tried driving by and if they hit the helicopter where we're stuck on that road or wherever we're at for a long time until they can get a crane to get us off. And not a good deal. So I'll beat that to death. Just keep your head on swivel. Make sure people aren't walking into the LZ to make sure all loose articles are tied down, like papers or hats. I don't know if anyone's hat flew off when we came in.
No.
I warned them about that before they came in.
Yeah, so that's a big thing, and watching for cars, anything else. So there weren't a whole lot of obstacles here, but when we ask you for an LZ brief, like power lines are a big one, any posts. Hard things to see are like those T-posts for barbed wire fence. People have random ones like in their yards and stuff like that, and we can't see that from 300 feet up. So that'd be really nice, you know, say you got the cones, you're gonna land to your 15 feet, you know, on your right is gonna be a fence post to watch out for.
Anything else on like the flagging? I know something reflective, something that you can see with the wind direction, but something big enough where you can see. You know, I don't know if that was okay. If you get something bigger.
That's more than what we're used to. Like having wind direction is just cherry on top.
You want to get up in here and take a look?
And if we land coming into landing zone one way, and we come into that landing zone a different way the next time, we're landing into the wind. So the wind is different this time through, this time in.
That ceiling is up there?
When we lift off out of a landing zone,
Didn't you
generally
fly
we'll
one of
do
these in
this.
Fortnite?
Don't get back in it. Keep it clear in case we have an issue and have to come back down.
And
Oh,
we
not
did
anymore?
warn them about, you know, most of the time the fire department's on scene with a hose line, so they watch out for all their equipment, stuff like that. Because
We
most
can make
fire
a mess.
departments, their SOPs require they have a hose line out before you go.
Close the doors to your vehicles, you know, because we will make a mess.
Another thing too, pickup trucks. If anybody responds with the pickup truck things in the back, you want to watch because that can become loose and fog as well. It's easy to pick up, say even if you were out, you threw a couple of old water bottles in the back after you're out doing something. Those are good.
Or beer cans.
Beer cans, yes.
I know that.
Tarps, right? Tarps
yeah.
are another thing.
Pieces of wood from hauling.
Even like rocks. You guys want to take a look at this stretcher? You see it's a sled, right? Slide can. It actually has got to get locked into the back here.
Go ahead,
This bar comes up and locks it. So when we go to unload, it's always like, it's just like moving a backboard, right? It's a coordinated move. Hey, you got that in? Everybody got hands on the stretcher. Okay, we're gonna move. Everybody moves, right? Because sometimes if this gets misaligned, you can go off to the side. You can actually, I don't even like to say that, right?
It's like that.
Yes, it
You
is.
can go where you don't want it to go.
And like I said, if you already have a patient on the back, we're going to bring your stretcher right over to the aircraft stretcher. We're going to pull this out and slide them right. We'll undo the seatbelt. You know, some people want to carry the backboard across the field. Well, we'll use that perfectly good stretcher.
Yeah.
Or 6-pointed across the field.
So say if we did have a patient that was like in a Stokes basket, we've already got them tied down because they were on a hill or something like that, and we had to, you know, tie them down into the Stokes basket to do a lift out. Would we have to, like you said, for weight, untie them out of the Stokes basket once you land and then transfer them to your backboard, or what would?
We would have to use an ambulance backboard because we don't carry backboards here.
But we would have to untie them from the Stokes. There's no way to get the Stokes in there at all, right?
We would have to look and see because I know some of the ones you have the metal Stokes, right?
The older ones are metal, wider.
Right, where the newer ones are like a composite. Yeah.
And if y'all see on this one, they're loading from the side. Kentucky 6 loads from the rear.
And Corrigan. Also.
And Corrigan, yeah. That's the other one we usually get if the Kentucky 6 is tied up. We usually get one of those two. Bullet County, I'm from Bullet County.
I am too. Zoltan.
Yeah.
You may have been the one who picked me up at what's the name of that park, Chris? Where I crashed? There in Meade
Otter
County.
Creek.
Oh, there's no hill right now.
It's not Otter Creek, but
Otter Creek.
Otter Creek. Otter Creek. If you ever made a mountain bike wreck with a female at her whole entire thigh were open, that was me at Otter Creek.
Sure, he's a great guy. Been the Lord of my life. Or you remember that run that, you know, where you land at the helicopter? Like, that was 22 years ago.
Right. you guys want, feel free. If you guys want to come over here and kind of get inside and see what it's like to sit inside a helicopter. Like I said, just kind of watch the switches and anything. Ceiling's a little low, so on the taller side, you want to bump your head.
That's almost too tall. No, I was laying down last time. Last time I was laying down.
How sick our patient is. A lot of times we try to do as much as we can on the ground. You know, time-sensitive things, we just need to be mindful. So we try to do our best to stabilize before we move the patient to the aircraft, because once we get inside, if we had any injuries over on the left-hand side, it's kind of hard to access the patient. You can see the right-hand side is free and open. There you go. Because they have a lot of stability, so I could actually unbuckle. Say I needed to attend to an injury that was down there, I could ask Cooper, like, hey, am I okay to unbuckle? And being that the way this thing is,
Ready to roll?
center of gravity, I could actually get out.
Oh, mommy.
My seatbelt would come to that side and just come up in the...
I see how they treat you.
Yep, pen's always here.
They could have built the wall to the ceiling. I would have.
Mm.